On this week's episode of foods I attempted to avoid until they got so popular and loud in my DMs that they were unavoidable, it's the TikTok chopped sandwiches. Gather round, kids, gather round. If you've ever wanted to cosplay as a baby bird and have some food that is essentially already chewed for you, this is the recipe for you. Because that's all it is. It's a sandwich where you chop the fillings to smithereens, popularized with Italian-style ingredients, which is why we'll be starting with that one, and then branching out a little bit as we do with the Canadian poutine chopped sandwich, and finishing with this admittedly good-looking Caesar chopped sub. Let me know if you guys think I'm getting this one wrong this time. I'm very open to hearing opposing arguments, but let's get right into this one. It's only right that we start with the version that kicked this whole trend off to begin with and racked in millions upon millions of views. The Italian sub grinder, hoagie, wedge, whatever you want to call it, chopped sandwich. You will need some red wine vinegar and mayo, olive oil and pickled hot peppers, sandwich buns, lettuce, Italian seasoning and red onion, salt and pepper, a tomato, and your various deli meats. For this one, ham, salami, pepperoni, and provolone. Now, I feel like I'm in a time loop because almost all of the feelings and opinions I have about this one align perfectly with the Smashburger tacos that we made a few weeks back. Did those end up tasting very good? Yes, they did, but with both of these, my main gripes aren't about the flavor. When it comes to stuff like this, it just feels like we're grasping at straws and adding unnecessary steps just to have a viral TikTok moment. But unfortunately for me, once these trends hit YouTube and start pulling millions of views over here, they kind of get unavoidable. Sam, I'm looking at you, and for this one, I basically copied exactly what he did. I toasted off the bread, threw all of the fillings onto my cutting board, chopped them very finely, thoroughly mixing in the mayo and vinegar, salt and pepper, and Italian seasoning, and then like a Philly cheesesteak, flipping it over onto your bun, and you're pretty much there. As you can imagine, I have a lot more opinions on this, but let's give this a taste. I never thought this was going to taste bad, for the record. You know it's gonna taste good. It's all the same Italian sub ingredients, just in a different form. But if I ordered an Italian wedge and received this, I would think it was a joke. If you care at all about what your food looks like, this one's not for you. This looks like you ran your deli meats through a paper shredder. And is it that much of an upgrade for every bite being perfect? Maybe. But at the same time, if a sandwich is constructed properly, that shouldn't be an issue, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. It tastes great, but worth the extra time, and dirtying a cutting board, I don't think so. Next up today is a video that has accumulated 7 million views in its own right. It is from the TikTok creator Lirim Gula. In my opinion, it should have been named the Canadian Gut Bomb, but it is also known as the poutine chopped sandwich. I grabbed some flour and chicken and beef stock, some french fries and bacon, butter, cornstarch, some cheese curds, and maple syrup, any kind of crusty bread, salt and pepper, and some water. Regardless of how myself or anybody else out there feels, you gotta give this guy credit for his creativity. I don't think I ever would have thought of utilizing a poutine for this trend. And of course, if you're unaware, the components of this are very simply those fresh cheese curds, some french fries prepared however you like. I took the easy way out today and bought some frozen ones. This version's gonna get a healthy amount of maple candied bacon, which I've never seen in a poutine before. If any of you out there have, please let me know. Either way, it's a welcome sign, don't get me wrong. Otherwise, this would have been a sandwich with 90% of it being just french fries. And then of course, this whole thing is getting slathered in a homemade gravy. I'm gonna use equal parts of beef and chicken stock for mine, finished with a little bit of salt and pepper, a little cheeky sprinkling of MSG, if you have it. And this should get plenty thickened up and glossy because we're not only starting with the roux, that being the butter and flour, but finishing it with a cornstarch slurry at the end as well. As I watched a lot of these videos through, I couldn't help but think that maybe this idea was drummed up for somebody with like a chewing deficiency. Maybe somebody with a lot of cavities or teeth pain that didn't want to have to exert as much energy on chewing. So they just wanted all of the innards to their sandwich chopped to hell. Although I don't know if that makes a lot of sense with crusty breads like this one, but flipped it on over like I did with the last one, and I guess it's not time to give the poutine version a shot. I mean, This is just unbelievable. I don't really know what to say. I mean, this tastes unbelievable. That is really good gravy. The maple bacon is a nice addition to a poutine. But this is just too much, guys. I mean, I've enjoyed my 2 bites, but 75% of this is just a saturated, soggy French fry sandwich. It has one hell of an eye-catching look, that's for sure. Maybe if you're carb loading for some weird reason, I would recommend it. But for the rest of the population, not very practical. Just order a good poutine and add maple bacon and eat it with a fork, and I'm sure you'll be just as happy, if not more so, than trying to eat this monster. Let's just say that if it also wasn't for this next recipe, this video almost definitely wouldn't be happening. This time, it's the chopped Caesar sub from Mortadella Head. I grabbed some chicken breasts and red wine vinegar, Tabasco and Worcestershire sauce, romaine lettuce, olive oil, your favorite roll, and prosciutto, some panko breadcrumbs and anchovies, Parmesan cheese, capers, butter and Dijon, a red onion, salt and pepper, fresh parsley, a lemon, garlic, an egg, and some flour. If you couldn't tell from that ingredient list, yes, we will be making every single component of this completely from scratch, outside of the roll, I guess. Starting with this good Caesar dressing. This one's coming back from a few months ago. It was Angie Mays' recipe, and this stuff is to die for. I've made it countless times. It's basically like my catnip. And in my multiple trials, I have found that the easiest way to make this is just with a food processor. It's very difficult to mash up those anchovies and the capers with just a fork like they do in that original recipe. And you can make a whole lot more of this, a whole lot quicker. I've been putting this stuff on everything, so why not? I then got working on my chicken cutlets. This is going to be very simple. Just some thinly sliced chicken breasts coated in your flour, egg, breadcrumb, and then pan fried. Very simple stuff with that. I also had to whip up a garlic and herb butter to basically make our roll into some garlic bread. Chop up the romaine lettuce, shred up the Parmesan cheese, and then throw everything together. A few more quick things while I'm finishing this one up. Thank you all so much for sticking around as this year gets to its second half. We all know what's coming up very soon. I've already been working ferociously on that stuff, so very excited to get in our fall festivities. And right now, if you are watching this as I uploaded it, I am over in Seattle. I'm taking a quick trip with the mans over there just to sightsee, get up to some fun stuff, so more likely than not, I'm not gonna have a video for you next week. But have no fear, we won't be missing a beat when it comes to the next month that is impending. And I guess the only last thing for this one is I found it interesting that the prosciutto wasn't chopped up. God forbid one component that is going into these sandwiches isn't microscopically chopped. I don't know if that disqualifies this one from the running. I guess you guys can let me know, but other than that, this came together incredibly. The toast on the bread looks awesome, the Caesar and the chicken is smelling incredible. So all that's left to do now is give our third and final chopped sandwich a try. This is kind of interesting inflection point for me because this is very good and it works, but is that because there's precedent for this? Like, we have chopped salads, this stuff could easily be in a wrap, or is it because it's part of the trend? I don't know. Maybe it's how finely you chop things. Like, these aren't mincemeat like the first ones were. That's a bite. Either way, it's damn good. Come on, take the chair.
Look what he's been doing.
It's your favorite food.
Look what he's been doing to me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a child. You know, I haven't been in one of these in a long time.
I know. So, oh, wait. This trend is chopped sandwiches. Basically, instead of just layering on your lunch meats and stuff, you put it on a cutting board and fucking hack at it.
I'm on the internet, I've seen it. But the prosciutto's not chopped.
The prosciutto isn't chopped.
Oh.
Jeez. Oh no, they see my orange shorts.
I'm gonna tell you right now, thin, singular slice of prosciutto does so much. I'm a big fan of Caesar salad. Ask anyone when I go out to dinner, I'll get my big entree, but I always start with the classic Caesar salad. Extra dressing.
You're very passionate. We fought over a Caesar salad once.
We did. One could say it ruined our date once. It didn't come out right. I said shrimp.
We don't have to get into it. Would you order this?
110%. Verdict, 9 out of 10. Did you know Caesar was started in Mexico City, Mexico?
Alright, we don't need that.
Caesar, not Julius Caesar. Anyways.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my A-team. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.
I brought you some presents. And last but not least, unicorn kisses.
Since when did they start making these weird seltzer flavors? I've never heard of these, but I'll be trying them.
The unicorn
Thank you.
kisses it really tastes like a unicorn kiss. I think it's cold.
So he called me back already.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny.
Wait, can we finish this, please? 1 minute. It's alright, you're fine.
Anyways. He doesn't like I throw it's people want to know extra info bits. Yeah.
If I kept all his fun facts in these videos, it'd be half an hour.
Fun facts are fun.
Yes,
That's
they're
why
fun.
They're fun facts.
Alright, anyway, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.